Hi folks, Robert Mantell here again with the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists. Well, we see it over and over again, or more commonly we hear it, usually from prospective clients we've been speaking with over the phone during the course of the free consultation we offer everyone who's considering working with us. I want to talk today about 3 errors in thinking and in action that can be and should be corrected or eliminated if you want to give yourself the best possible chance, or maybe any chance, to completely get over this challenge you call trichotillomania. In fact, if you don't correct these errors in thinking, chances are you're going to remain saddled with this problem for a very long time to come, if not for good. Mistake number 1. Don't ever fool yourself into thinking you're actually getting something out of hair pulling. You don't. Well, I'll take that back. Little qualifier. Actually, you do. What you get is damage to your physical body, not to mention your mental, social, emotional, and psychological self. If you do enough of it, or for long enough, you may even cause damage to yourself that's irreparable. You know, I spoke with a woman a couple of days ago, a prospective client who's almost 34 years old, who's been pulling first the hair on her head and now it's her eyelashes since she was 5. Yep, almost 30 years of pulling and a multitude of efforts to try to find relief, all to no avail. And I asked her where and when she tends to pull. She said she can actually go a few days or even a couple of weeks without pulling, but if she has a really stressful day, or if she has an argument with somebody, or even if she's just unusually bored, she'll find herself right back to pulling again. And I explained to her that anything people ever do, even if it's something they don't want to be doing but think they can't help, like hair pulling, there's always a positive purpose for the behavior. They may have no conscious idea what that positive purpose is, but invariably that's the case. In her case, I told her that the positive purpose of her hair pulling is probably to help her find relief from these undoubtedly very uncomfortable states. Stress, frustration, maybe anger, even boredom. This made sense to her. I'm not sure she had any conscious idea before we talked about it that this is very probably what was going on. But when I asked her, so when you're feeling really stressed out and now you pull and you're finally all done now, I mean, are you feeling really relaxed now? At that she laughed, and realizing the truth she said no, very definitively, and sounding maybe like she was realizing it for the first time. So don't ever fool yourself into thinking you're actually getting something out of pulling, whether you think it's stress relief, relief from pressure, overwhelm, monotony, or boredom, or whether you think pulling helps you focus better. The truth is that any relief you think you're getting is just an illusion. And if you don't believe it, just ask yourself how much better you feel about everything after you're done pulling. Mistake number 2. Don't ever fool yourself into thinking or hoping this will just all go away on its own. I mean, it might go away on its own, particularly if you're very young. Never say never, right? But statistically speaking, the older you are when you start, and the longer you've been doing it, the less likely it is that this is just all going to fade away at some point. More likely, you're going to need professional help of some kind to help get you over the hump. The reason for this is, the longer a person has been pulling their hair, usually the stronger the attachment they develop to the behavior. And this powerful attachment to pulling as a means of at least trying to find relief from uncomfortable states or emotions is what's responsible for this kind of logic-defying ambivalence that we so often hear about. You know, a person really is suffering with this problem, and it hurts. I mean, it does. But on the other hand, even to the point of confounding the very person who's doing it, they'll also sometimes come right out and tell you there's a part of them that doesn't want to get better. Why? Because they have no idea how they'll ever be able to cope without it. So this ambivalence, this reticence, this lack of complete congruence about wanting to really get better is understandable. But it's also the component of the problem that, if not adequately addressed, can seriously complicate efforts to remediate it, and something that has the potential to just completely derail and sabotage your efforts altogether. The bottom line here is that the attachment people so often develop to their pulling activity is something that occurs completely unconsciously. Often clients themselves have no conscious idea why they're still pulling, even though they know they'd give their right arm to be free of it. That being the case, it's kind of unrealistic to assume this is just all going to go away on its own. I mean, there's no such thing as absolutes here. I know that. There's always going to be the rare exception. But if you're like most people, chances are you're going to need expert professional help to guide you to the promised land. Only with the expertise of and accountability to seasoned professionals who truly specialize in trichotillomania do you have your best opportunity to beat this thing once and for all. Finally, mistake number 3, don't ever believe you're just stuck with it. Don't ever believe you have no choice but to live with this. You would be wrong. Now, I know what all the pundits say. Once you have it, you always have it. The best you can learn to do is manage your symptoms, to manage your pulling activity, probably through nothing more than restraint or sheer willpower. Or that the best you can do is learn to manage your urges without acting on them. But they'll say, you can never be truly free of it. Garbage, okay? We have clients who are successful and going back many years who are writing to us, even as recently as this past week, sharing with us in glowing terms how their lives have changed so magnificently since beginning their work with us. Some of these people stopped pulling virtually immediately upon commencing their work with us. Others may have taken a little bit longer to get to the point where they stopped completely, but even those people got like 95% better after just a single session with us. Just so you don't have to take my word for what may indeed sound like miraculous results, I know that, I'm going to read to you some notes written to us from people we've worked with, some more recently, but some as long as several years ago. Folks that not only got better quickly, but remain pull-free to this day. So let me read you a few here. This is from the mother of 14-year-old Caroline, who started with us in May of 2014, so that would be 16 months ago now. Hi, Robert and Glay. I hope you're both doing very well. It has been a while since we've been in touch. Caroline is amazing and just started high school. Her transition was so easy. She's smart, confident, and anxiety and pull-free. She has never even thought about pulling since that very first session. I'm still amazed by everything y'all did. I want to thank you again for everything y'all did for Caroline and for our family. Our family's never been happier and Caroline has never been better. Forever grateful, Stacy. This comes to us from the mother of 12-year-old Ralph, who started with us about 5 months ago. Hi, Robert and Glay. Just a quick update that Ralph has been doing awesome with not picking. He will still inspect sometimes, but it's more in passing and he has found almost total victory with picking. 2 exclamation points. Thank you so much for the impact you have made on his life. All caps, 3 exclamation points. Our love to you. This comes to us from 38-year-old Kelly, who completed her work with us about 2 years ago, and pulling for at least 20 years before having gotten started with us. Hi, Robert and Glay. I've been thinking about you guys lately and just wanted to send you a little note to let you know that I'm doing awesome. All caps, 4 exclamation points. I'm not kidding. I have hair and a real haircut. I went to a hairdresser for the first time in 10 years. It feels so wonderful to be normal and not have that cloud of gloom hanging over my head anymore. You should see my hair now that it's grown so much. I'm still a trick-free mama and loving myself for it. I couldn't have done this without your help, and I'm so grateful for you both every day. Oh, and by the way, I'm 6 months pregnant with baby number 4. I'll send you some recent pictures of my new hair if you would like. Thank you, you two, and take care. Forever grateful, Kelly. So this business about trichotillomania as a condition that can never really be beaten, like so many other widely held beliefs about trichotillomania, is really just another myth. Don't ever make the mistake of believing that just because you've tried everything else and none of that stuff has worked for you, that nothing can or ever will. That would be a tragedy. That would really be cheating yourself of the potential to find true and lasting freedom from this condition once and for all. And you know what's interesting? Perhaps the best news of all is that you don't really even need to believe that you can get better in order to benefit from this work, for example, that we do here at the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists. What you need are some tools that actually work and a change in mindset. You need to learn to think differently about what trichotillomania is and your relationship to it. You need to rediscover the power that you really do have over your hair pulling activity and how to bring that power to bear at will. We can teach you how to do this. If you're curious to learn how such a thing could be possible, please do yourself a favor and check out the wide range of information we have online for you. You can find us on Facebook at our Facebook community page, now with nearly 25,000 followers at facebook.com/trichotillomania relief. You can follow us on Twitter at TRICH-FREE TRS. You can view our entire collection of videos either at our YouTube channel, and that's the web address right there, or at our sister blog site at blog.trich-free.com. And by the way, there are a whole slew of articles about trichotillomania and how you can learn to take control of it at our blog site. So go check that out at your earliest opportunity. And finally, there's always our website at www.trich-free.com. There's lots of great information there and a bunch of really inspiring testimonials written by real people like you to help you see that change really is possible. No matter what your age or gender, there's probably a note appearing there at our Success Stories page that's been written by somebody just like you or your loved one. And as always, please also feel free to call us for more information or to enroll in our program. You can call us at any time of day or night at 866-LIFE-NOW. This is our 24-hour toll-free voicemail messaging number, so when you call, please be sure to leave your name, your contact telephone number, and a good time for us to reach you back, and we'll do our best to call you back as close to the time as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Robert Mantell with the Trichotillomania Relief Specialists, wishing you an amazing, trick-free week.